What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Diskarte with Manny. This is a show where I talk about content creation, entrepreneurship, and wealth building. Guys, before I begin, before I do anything else, I would like to thank everyone that has subscribed to my channel. I've doubled the subscribers in the past week. Thank you so much. I just wanna, my heart. And also huge shout out to people that gusto ko sabihin, muntikan na ako maiyak, pero naiyak ako, guys. Thank you so much for seeing the value in what I do. I really love doing this, and I will continue doing this for as long as I can. And with that, in this episode, I give you 4 ways to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. In this episode, I'm giving you 4 crucial tips that you should keep in mind when starting your own business. And a majority of these tips are typically for beginners. But if you're a second time or a third time, you might not have heard a couple of these before. In my personal opinion, these 4 tips are so crucial when starting off as a really young entrepreneur. These are things that typically take time before you understand them. So just if you don't understand them in the beginning, just take your time, go slow, and get on a really good pace towards learning a little bit more about business, learning a little bit more about the things that will set you apart from typical entrepreneurs. This episode is just a continuation of my previous video, or my most recent video, entitled 4 Business Ideas that you can start with just 20 to 30,000 pesos. This is something that I filmed prior to me giving those 4 tips. My concern was I just didn't want people to just watch a video that gave out business ideas or gave out a list of business ideas and they get into that without knowing a couple of business basics. So when I was a beginner in entrepreneurship, there were a lot of things that I had to learn on my own. There were a lot of mistakes that I had to make on my own that just really sucked. It lost me money and time. Money is, yes, very essential to a business, but really the biggest thing that I lost was time. But on the other hand, though, the biggest thing I gained is the experience. And that is what I'm about to share to you in this video. And so yun, sana hindi kayo ma-confuse na iba yung suot ko, but let's move forward to the video. So, number 1 is become an expert. Meaning, learn everything that there is to know about what industry and what business you are getting into. Deep dive into the market. Understand kung ano yung mga problema nila, kung ano yung mga pain points nila. What problem are you actually going to solve? Because if you figure out what their issues are, it is easier to cater to that market. It is easier to think of solutions for that market. And really, this is the best business to start on a limited budget. A market that you can actually cater to as a problem that you can actually solve. And at the end of the day, mas madali makaisip na diskarte kung paano mabenta itong mga product na to dahil nga alam mo nang meron ng market, alam mo na yung mga problema nila, alam mo na yung mga emotions nila. And in that way, you come prepared and you come with confidence. Number 2, in becoming an expert or learning everything that there is to be learned in the industry or the business that you're choosing, in tandem with that, you also will learn how to sell your product effectively, how to market your product effectively. Kasi sabihin nga natin, napakaganda na ng produkto mo, napakakwalidad, di ba? Pero wala namang bibili niyan if they don't see it. Hindi magic ang pagbebenta ng produkto, hindi magic ang business, hindi porket nag-umpisa ka na ipresenta mo na sa mga kaibigan at pamilya mo, magiging sustainable business na ito. To not waste your time, make sure that you do your own research, make sure that the platform is appropriate for you to sell that specific type of product. May it be physical flyers, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Live, Instagram, TikTok. Kung okay ba makipag-tie up ka with influencers, with an actual advertising company. The main point is that you get your product in front of the right people. Number 3 is if you do get the product in front of the right people and they start buying, make sure to listen to your customers. Sa kahit anong business pa yan, pag sinabi nilang pangit ang quality, pangit ang service, you have to react as quick as you can. I think something essential that not a lot of other videos touch on when it comes to having a limited budget, thinking na beginners lang kasi yung mag-uumpisa nito, I want to stress this, and that is the fact that you have to make sure your customers are as happy as they can be when they get your product, when they experience your product. And so part and parcel in making sure that you optimize your 20,000 budget or 30,000 budget is knowing that at your core, you have to make the customers happy. Last but not the least, number 4 is consistency is key. Kung mag-uumpisa ka ng negosyo at maglalabas ka ng pera na pinaghirapan mo, siguraduhin mo lang hindi seasonal excitement to. Siguraduhin mo na kaya mong gawing consistent itong business na to. Dahil ang dami ko nakikita na sa umpisa lang masaya, sa umpisa lang excited, sa umpisa lang may gana. Kapag ka bumibili na equipment, kapag ka nagre-research at nagkakwento, I am guilty about this. This happened to me way back when I started my first business. Hindi ko na ma-manage yung time ko ng maayos. Therefore, wala akong time for that specific business. Ginagamit ko yun na excuse. And so, everything that I did was half-baked. This is something that I want you to understand. My viewer, you're probably watching this because you're trying to figure out how to start your own business or start your first business. Or if not, hopefully you know this already. Make sure that you keep consistent para hindi sayang ang pera at ang oras nyo. And so yeah, those are my 4 tips that I personally think are very critical when starting or going into a business. Right now, you might think that it doesn't make sense, but once you get into it, knowing these things will decrease the stress, and having a clear mind and getting the least stress from business is what you need to keep sharp, is what you need to make sure that you make the right decisions to grow your business. So that's it for this episode, guys. It's a short one. One last thing I want to say is I really want to thank everyone for supporting this channel. We are at 600. What the heck is going on right now? I'm so happy. If you haven't yet, 80% of you are still not subscribed. Guys, let's get to 1,000. I don't want to be super ambitious here, but 1,000. Masama bang humiling? Masama bang humanghad? And yeah, there's a lot of episodes that I'm really excited to share with you guys. Hopefully you subscribe and maybe even click the notification bell. Do not forget to smash the like button on this one para naman lumamig-lamig yung aircon ko. And that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mendy and this has been Diskarte with Mendy. Guys, sobrang init talaga. As in, pinagpapawisan ako ng matindi. Sana hindi kayo mabother, no? Pero ginawa ko na lahat ng pwede kong gawin para lumakas yung aircon. Nilagyan ko na ng yelo, nilagyan ko na ng puso ng ex mo, nilagyan ko na yung Antarctica sa loob.